That's right. I think some of my parliamentarians tonight are not possibly listening to me. Only, can you believe this? Only one person is actually putting on their camera, and I can see your face. By the way, if you can hear me, I can see you. It's just that I am beginning to feel like, you know what? If it is going to be hard for people to follow a simple instruction, put on the camera and all of that, maybe it is going to be a little bit complicated tonight. So maybe we should just forget the people's parliament. Should we? All right. It's like people are beginning to put the camera on now, right? Fine. So please check your network as well to make sure that at least you have that chance, you have that space, and your network can at least last us for another 5 minutes. And remember what I said. It's like, yeah, people are beginning to put it back on now. Thank you very much. If you heard me and you begin to put your camera back on, you can also mute the microphone if you can still hear me, okay? Sorry, I'm talking to them. I can see them in my studio right now. All I need to do is to start bringing them on, okay? I have at least 3 of them, of my parliamentarians who have followed the rules. They've put on their camera and they are waiting. So I'm going to bring them on. And just like I said, the moment people don't follow that, I'll stick to those who are around and we'll round it up tonight. There's no pressure. So it's planned that way. So I have, sorry, one sec. I'm going to bring those who have actually put their own camera on. I have 3 of us who have put our cameras on, which means we are ready to have a chat. So you know something is because your microphone is muted, right? It's on mute. So once I just say anything, you can just wave to say you can hear me, and then we can start. Okay. So can you hear me? Brilliant. So again, I kind of urge others who are still in the studio to put on the camera. So once this kicks off now, and I realize that not many of you are actually willing to come on, okay? I am going to block you off, and then I'm going to stick to those who are around, and we're going to call it evening. But let's start with my first one. Is that Jay? So I'd rather call you Sir Jay. So Jay will go first. And the rule is very simple and straightforward. It's not complicated, okay? Number 1, the moment you begin to speak, time starts, and you only have 5 minutes to say everything you want to say. Because between that 5 minutes and after that, I may have to bring your conversation to an end without even saying goodbye. So let's see how we can manage it tonight without much traffic, so to say. So I have others who have also turned on their own camera too. So I'm going to bring them on. So again, the way we do it is this. You can disagree with people, all right? You can disagree with me. Do you understand now, right? You can just say your mind on any kind of a conversation that you want to put up, all right? Other people are going to react. Now, if somebody says something that you believe that you disagree with, of course, state your disagreement by saying, I disagree with so person. That's why everybody is putting on their names or any name they want to be called, okay? So I disagree with this person, and then tell us your disagreement without having to call anybody name. I want to make it easy, kind of conducive for everybody. I agree that not everybody watching me right now actually agrees with me. And it's not because they agree with me that they are watching this Mayegun's diary, okay? At least, wherever your own disagreement is, come and share with us, all right? But I will also advise you, we've never had that kind of unruly behavior before, okay? But if you join us, and because of these criminals, and you start attacking either myself or anybody here, I would like to remind you, your size stay here. Myself, my mouth is not really good. For those who know better, my mouth is not good. So before you come, just remember that I can receive and I can also give back. To avoid all of this, we actually advise decorum. Say your mind, say your disagreement, other people will say theirs. Very simple, right? Simple rules. So thank you so much, everyone. I am going to start with Jay, and I'm going to go to Sir Makinde. It's going to be you. Then Dami. Did I pronounce that or Danny? Rather, Danny. That's Daniel, by the way. So, Danny, you are going to go after Sir Makinde, and I have somebody else who has put on their own camera too, and he's Air Force One. Now, Air Force One, you are going to hold the door so that when these three are done, it's going to be you. And from you, I'm going to move to those who are going to join us next. So after this, I'm mostly going to be just listener. And that's why that's where we are now. Sir J, how are you, sir? You can unmute. Okay, you've already unmuted.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, my brother. Compliment.
You, Baba. You have your shot now.
It's actually my first time calling into the parliament.
Thank you. Yeah,
go
ahead.
It's actually my first time calling into the parliament. I'm from Calgary directly. My brother, the African Wahala. We also have our little YouTube channel that we also kind of emulate your energy as well. So J-Izo Expression is the name.
Oh, yes, sir. And it is what you said there. Hang on, no. I'm trying to pick that. 1 second. You said it's J-Izo.
J-Izo Expression.
I thought I should just pick the first one easily, but yeah. Grand.
J-Izo Expression is the name. My brother, sometimes I try to emulate you, man, your energy. I wonder somehow how you get this whole a lot of energy, my brother. You're doing really, really, really good. We've spoken a lot on this channel. A lot has been said. So my question is, what is going to be the next move? What is the next agenda? What is the next step? What can we really do? Irrespectively, though, individually, we've tried our various parts to assist people back home. We've spoken with our family, friends, those that want to listen. But holistically, what can we, the diaspora, do to start this process? It doesn't look like people are really listening. It's just like, I think it's we in the diaspora that really carry this whole weight on our shoulder, because we are the one taking care of people back home. So the weight is on us. So those one back home, I think they are just like fat pigs. They don't really care. So we need to start something. Emmanuel left his comfort in the United States here, went to Nigeria, and he had a slogan called Revolution.
Take it back.
But people didn't want to support him, maybe because he's not well known. Do we need somebody like Peter Obi who can stand his ground and announce this, just like we had the Ojukwu back in the days? So does that mean there's nobody like Ojukwu in our era that has balls that can start this? Because we need somebody who is going to be the speaker to the international level, who is going to represent. We are basically just ordinary people who nobody will listen to. So we need somebody who is well recognized politically or however that will start this movement, and people will join in through, man, my brother. People are ready. Look at the situation happening in Niger. When Nigeria were threatening they're going to invade Niger. Do you know how many black youth from every part of Africa went to Niger? They said they're going to fight for Niger. Because the life of Niger is not just about the Nigerians, it's the life of Africa trying to be liberated. But I think finally, the ECOWAS held that message. And what is happening right now, they stood back because they know that people are angry. Africa wants liberation. Africa wants freedom. So what can we as Nigerians living in diaspora? I have lived in Canada for 23 years. I was in the military. I left as a staff sergeant in Nigerian Army. When I was in Nigeria, the lifestyle in Nigeria, if you talk about Nigeria those days, I will shoot you. That is the truth. But thank goodness for the opportunity that I had. I left. And since I came here, life is different. You have to see a different life. But those in Nigeria, when we are telling them, they are still imagining, is it a life different from a life they know? So therefore, like the life they know in Nigeria is all around the world. So they will feel like you're just trying to, intimidate them by telling them to do the right thing, because that is the lifestyle they have lived. They know all their life. So it's not easy to get into their brain. So we need to start something. I'm really glad. I watched I watched Sister Queen, going around to the royal villages. I watched also the brother from UK doing a tremendous job. They are touching the grassroots people there. We need more of that awareness, because the politicians know that Nigerians, we enjoy life, we like to talk too much. Look at what happened during Mohbad's death. Youth took over. They wanted to go to the street. Mohbad's, Mobile need to get justice. What happened? The police shot them with tear gas.
Hmm.
They're claiming it was the obedience team that they're
Yeah.
trying to dispatch them. So that means people are not can't even speak in Nigeria. I mean, what is the difference between this so-called democracy of these crazy men we have and military taking over in Nigeria? There's no different, really, my brother.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? There's no different. You know, I mean, look at what is happening with this, our Tinubu, the president of Nigeria today. What kind of country are they building? But I want to thank you, my brother Mayogo, my first time calling in. I'm going to take my time. I respect every parliament. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, my brother.
So
Brother,
much.
if you're there at the African Wahala, big ups to you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And I believe at a point he's probably going to want to join us too. But keep watching, sir. And thank you so much for that. Okay.
I sure do, always, man.
Yes, sir. Let's go to that's a Sir J. Izo expression. Now I'm going to go to Sir Makinde Emmanuel. You're short, sir. You can unmute, please.
Thank you so much, comrade brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, and thank you so much to my brother that just spoke, Sir J. Thank you for your submission. I will take it from there. I will chime in from there, and I will generalize my submission uh, based on. There's two books that I was reading recently. There's one that I just started reading. It's called Deep Work by Carl Newport. And Carl Newport talked about the great restructuring. And when we look vis-a-vis where Nigeria is right now, and that brings me to the second book. It's the Green Book. It's by the late Mama Gaddafi. Chapter 9 of that book talks about how can the society redirect its course when deviation from its rule, from its law occurs. And I might not have enough time to go into all, but I'll read just the first paragraph. It said, if the instrument of government is dictatorial, as as is in the case in the world political system today, society's awareness of deviation from its law is expressed only through violence to redirect its course. Nobody is supporting violence at this point. And it says revolution against the instrument of government, violence and revolution, even though they reflect the sentiment of the society regarding deviation. So I will stop there. Like I said initially, I will generalize my conversation, and my message is directed to all the conscious mind out there. My brother, well done for what you are doing. Like the last time I had the opportunity of being on the show, said it takes a brave heart to jump in the arena with the gladiators. And when we look at the docile states that Nigeria is, unfortunately, uh, we find ourselves where we are. And as it is all over the world right now, the whole economy, the whole world is going through a great restructuring. But Nigeria is not even yet waking up from the sleep of 2 days ago. And here we are. We are still struggling, to even find our identity when every other country has moved on. Recently, India launched into space.
That's right.
India is not having it better than we are having it in terms of what we are going through. But they are able to do what? Turn what they are going through, at least manage their situation. But here we are. Look at the the so-called Adan Oshiomhole, who happens to be somebody known to be, you know, the man, the people person who is fighting for the people. At the end of the day, he has joined the bandwagon. So that tells us a whole lot about the system we have, the structure that we have in Nigeria. And if someone like you and so many other comrade brothers out there are saying this, and the people are still not listening, and the people are not hearing what they should be hearing, like I used to say, I say when the postmaster general brings the mail to the boss, unfortunately, the people that are supposed to receive the mail are not available. So that is the way I see the case of Nigeria. But as you've always rightly said, you know, everybody will continue to do their bit. Like the brother that spoke earlier said, where are we going from this junction? We can do a lot individually, But until we realize the strength in our unity, in
That's right.
our oneness, the prophet of old has said it so many ways. The Malis, the Felas, you know, the Lucky Dubes, the Peter Tosh. The message has been so clear. And now the message keep coming back again. But Akoetiku, and we refuse to hear.
Of
So, my
bouncing.
brother, thank you for all you are doing. Please, sir, let's continue to do the bits we can.
We will.
We can't save the whole world, but if we can save our micro space and liberate the mindset of those in our space, at least posterity can say about us that
The
we've
word of
done the best we can. Thank you so much. I yield the mic.
It's like, I mean, Sir Emmanuel, that's a very brilliant one from you there. And a lot of people are already commenting, how can I get that book? I want that. Because that your first paragraph has summarized is something that is so similar to that popular saying that when peaceful change is made impossible, violent change will be made inevitable. We are getting there. You have a good one, sir. Thank you so much. So that is Sir Makinde Emmanuel. Idris has joined us. One of us seems to have dropped off, so I'm just going to go straight to your first one. You also have 5 minutes, sir. Good to see your face again.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. All right. Thank you, Mr. Michael, for everything that you do. More strength and energy. I saw something today. Also, I'm going to touch base with what you said yesterday about your experience at the embassy. So I saw where they were protesting today in Nigeria they call it prayer protest. Prayer protest in regards to, they said the sovereign that Tinubu created from all this subsidy removal and everything. So the next thing for Nigerians to do is to be protesting and doing prayer protest.
Prayer.
So, are you all hearing me?
Yeah, we can all hear you. You are on the screen because you are
Okay.
the one talking. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, that kind of surprising to me that with all these things we've been talking about, protest is the next line of action for them. Don't get me wrong, I believe in prayer, but sometimes we always put Nigerians don't take the bull by the horn. They always put the cart before the horse. So they don't do what they're supposed to do, in handling situation sometimes at the right time. Now, regarding the passport devaluation, that was devalued yesterday, and your experience at the embassy, I said something the other day. Probably that will be the last parliament that when the tribunal ruling is about to come out, that two things will happen. It's either it will bring more honor to the nation and to Nigerians, or it will bring dishonor to the country called Nigeria and also to Nigerians. And like I always said, my Egun, that everybody go collect. Now everybody go eat breakfast. Now it might now just be in different form, different kind, but everybody at some point will collect. And we already started collecting. And one of what everybody will be collecting is what just happened to you yesterday at the embassy. Then also, and this has been going on for a long time. Anyways, I wasn't surprised, like how Nigerians have been treated whenever we probably at the point of entry or you are trying to exit. Once you are a Nigerian, they look at you somehow. The whole countenance will change once they know you are from that place. But should we say we were born to Nigeria by mistake? That it's an error that we were born in.
Is it a mistake?
Is it a mistake? But it's not a mistake. And I also want to say one thing today, that sometimes we look at all these our leaders that they are stupid, or they go like of recent when they went to Rwanda, governors went to Rwanda for whatever training they went to. I was shocked.
They wanted to go and learn how for good governance.
So I was saying to myself, like, so these people, they are you telling me now that I'm not saying this to mock Rwanda or something like that, But this is a nation whereby people are supposed to be coming in and be tapping knowledge from us, not we even going to them. Not we going to them. They're supposed to be coming to us.
Bro, it's like these criminals are bag of failures. They're like bag of failure, right? That
Yes,
tells you, they have nothing to show anybody that anyone is coming to learn from anyway, right? Go on,
yes,
please. You have another 3 minutes, by the way. Go on, Baba.
yes. So like you said, a bag of failure. So to the world, it's not going to be showing us, like portraying us like somebody that we are an entity that, like as a Nigerian, we don't know what we are doing. And that's not true. These leaders are very smart. I believe they are very smart. They just don't want to do the right thing. Because they will fly, get inside their private jets, fly over here, either to the West, to Europe, to UK, all the nooks and crannies of this developed world, and they see the way things are done. But they can't even come and do what? Copy whatever they see over here, whenever what they experience, and establish it in the nation that they govern. The head of what is this man in the leader, one of the leaders in Dubai, Al Makaton. Is it Al Makaton? I don't remember how to say that name. He said something one day. Probably their prime. You see their prime minister, or I think probably it's their king.
They usually call them Sheikh. They are Sheikh, which
okay, Sheikh Al Mak. Yeah, he said one thing one day. He said whenever he travels, mostly to the Western world or developed world, and he sees something that he likes, he said he brings it over and build it in his own country for his people.
For his own people.
For his own people. So who among our leader for the past 24 years in this demonstration of craziness, greediness, sufferness, wickedness, impunity has traveled like they've always been and brought something and established it in our nation for their own people? I mean,
thank you so much.
So thank you very much.
Air Force One. It's good to hear from you again, Baba. So take it easy, okay?
Thanks for the opportunity.
I am going to go to Idris. The reason why some of the people that were supposed to be put on the screen are not on this screen is because, you see, some people still feel like, maybe until I call their name, that is when they're going to put on the camera. It doesn't work that way. When your camera is on, you are telling me I am ready to come and speak my mind now. I want to come and say my own. But when you join through that link and you put the camera off, you are telling me that you are not ready. But I'm just going to go straight to Idris. It is your shot, brother. You also have another 5 minutes, please.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Mayegun, and good
evening, bro.
Good evening, everybody. Please, I think I'm audible. Am I?
The network is not so great, but I will leave you to it. You are audible. Yes, just continue.
Oh, all right. Yes. I want to speak pertaining to this our naira, our devaluation of naira, which has go back to let me just put it as it. Yes. This morning, I was on social. So there is a presentation of which I almost shed tears that, wow. So this is how our naira has been so devaluated. The analysis says that in 1.5 dollars, then a value of the value as that of 1 million in 1993. It goes down to the value of $45 or something. Fast forward to the value of 1 million naira. Now it is now $1,284. So I checked the statistic. Then I realized that seriously, for any government to come and restabilize the naira or change everything that is currently happening in this country, it will never take my generation. It will not take my generation at all, because it will. I don't know if probably it will be the next generation after the child, all these the Gen Z country. Why can't we just change everything? I don't understand. Things are not going as it should be. Going. Things are just going down. The value to this time, the phone, if you go and check the phone, it is almost 200,000, 200 plus. I'm just talking concerning the phone. What about other commodities? Now, things are just going wrong in this country, and I don't see. Like I keep saying, my father. My father shouted up NEPA. Yes, I have a kid now. She also shouted up NEPA. What does that state? I don't have much to say. Everything in this country is rubbish.
It is your also kind of express yourself. The network is not your friend, but you managed to say one or two things.
Thank you very much, sir.
Easy and stay safe too. Okay, have a good one. Now, that is Idris, who is joining us from who joined us from Nigeria, and the network wasn't that great in that part of Nigeria. But yeah, let us now go to these other 4 parliamentarians who are also waiting. We are yet to have a woman, a female parliamentarian yet, but we'll stick with this gentleman. But let's start with Chris. Chris, I'm going to come to you, then I'm going to go straight to Sir Raymond, Zaza. Then Dr. Akinyemisa. It's good to see your face, by the way. So I'm going to come to you after Raymond, okay? And I'm going to let, Sir James, Biola, you would be the one to hold the door now, so that if you're still here before, Dr. Akinyemi finishes, right? It's going to be your shot, and the next people who are going to come after, they will come after you, okay? Remind me of that as well, sir. However, let's go to Chris. Chris, it's good to see your face again.
Good afternoon, and Maigu, thank you for giving me your platform again. But I always watch your show, and I always try to call in, but unfortunately, I can't get in. But I always watch your show every time. And funny enough, my mom actually knows the show. That is how funny it is. But so this was good. I'm actually in the US.
Chris, the network was really bad there. I missed everything you said when you mentioned mom. I didn't hear the rest. But can you hear me? No, it was frozen. I don't know. I think because I'm so sorry, Chris. It's so bad. We couldn't hear you. And we can't still hear you, by the way. Very sorry. So Raymond Zaza, sir, your shot. And as usual, right? It's 5 minutes for everyone. And please, over to you, sir.
Okay. Please permit me to subscribe to the existing protocol.
You are most welcome.
I'm going to go straight to the point. Mayegu.
Yes, sir.
I must say thank you for what you're doing. So I just want to go straight to the point, okay? You see, you made mention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
I did.
So you see those Southeastern governors or leaders or whatever they call themselves, the same thing as you mentioned that Nnamdi Kanu asked them and told them or made a demand when they called him to come and have a discussion with them.
That's right.
The same thing they were making, that economic summit they have, was it today or yesterday?
They
They
are
were
still.
discussing the same thing.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, they were discussing the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu told them to do, and they went to kill him. Even he made mention of them connecting the railway to 3 major parts of the country to the southeast. Okay, the Enugu state governor was there saying they want to connect all the southeast states, make a railway to connect all the southeast states. That was the same thing in Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was not even asking them to connect all the 5 eastern, southeastern states. He asked them connect from Lagos to south and from central Nigeria to the south to aid movement of goods and people.
That's right.
And if you check it, the railway that they have, where they were able to successfully constructed from other parts of the country, if you checkmate the economic value and the revenue those railways generate, cannot be compared to what would have been generated if a railway was connected from Lagos or central Nigeria down to the southeast. I know everybody know that, and I stand to be corrected. That is part number one. The number two, he also mentioned of seaport. I don't know if everybody is aware of the congestion of the only international or the biggest seaport we have in Nigeria today. I'm not going to go into details in that one. Many people here know that one. And Mayogu, I give you thumbs up for that too. The number three, Nnamdi Kanu said, please, an average Igbo man just needs an equal ground. An Igbo man doesn't want to drag with you in politics. Just give them an equal playground, and you're going to see he or she is going to do wonders. Mayogu, that is my number one. Number two, I'm going to touch a little bit about David. That David guy that I want to pick up. Mayogu, Nigeria is a big, big ocean, and we have violent and deadly sharks in that ocean, which are the politicians. And some of the other African countries, my brother, I'm going to tell you guys, most of them dance to the tune of Nigeria because Nigeria claim to be the so-called big brother. I'm going to go about, but we pray that nothing happened to that guy. That is one is the part. My third point, I want to go into this. When we make mention of if people living abroad like us, that I'm calling from BC, British Columbia, people in abroad will start going in international centralization about the decay of Nigerian judiciary, because Nigerian judiciary are the problem we're having in that country. Believe you me, like nobody now, a common man cannot go or walk into any lawyer's office or any court and expecting to get justice without the rubber. If you understand what I mean by the rubber. The number four, I'm just going to pick my point. I know people are waiting to say. I know that.
Now.
Okay.
Sorry. Quickly.
So my last point, I need to fold my arms and say this. How did we get here? Oshomole was telling the Senate president, he made mention of when Naira was 1.5 per dollar. They are the ones that were in conjunction that made us to get where we are today. And you see all those politicians, if we start to give them the treatment they deserve, now that's when we will get to the position or starting to get to where we want to go to. You see, there's something Nnamdi Kanu was doing. Those ill and corrupt politicians in Nigeria, when they travel to abroad, the treatment they gave to Ekweremadu, if that treatment is still going on today, most of them will not. Okay, imagine Tinubu is in nobody know where he is. Either is he in France or in US. He was hiding everywhere. Anybody know where he is. Because if that treatment that Nnamdi Kanu was giving to those politicians, they're scared of traveling. Because people in abroad are going to give them woto.
That's right.
Please, with this, I try to round up. And thank you very much. Everybody have a good one.
Thank you so much, Zaza. You did so well, right? Now, Chris is back. And in order not to extend it too much, Chris, I know the network was really, really bad at the time, but now I have 2 ladies in the house. But I'm going to let you finish your shot so that we don't modulate up, okay? Now, let's try it again. Your shot now, please. Chris.
Yes, thank you so much. I have to turn off the phone and restart back the phone. So, like I said, calling from the from California. I know I've been on your show,
All right.
and thank you for always giving me your platform to call in and voice my opinion. And I said, it's quite obvious. The other day I was home. I get to find out my mom actually know about you because I was about to tell my mom. But my mom said, oh, myego.com. My mom is almost 70.
Wow.
So my mom said, oh, myego.com. He said, I watched him show. I was surprised. Like, okay, all right, makes sense. So, my little contribution is this. When you literally get to look at Nigeria, and especially Tinubu becoming the president. Like I said, first of all, I know people will be angry when I said this. I said we should give kudos to Buhari because Buhari comes in, wake up the youth, and expose the system, right? Tinubu then within Nigeria and Africa. Now they brought Tinubu, right, to further expose the whole Nigeria corrupt agenda worldwide, and he's very good at doing it. Now, I'm telling people, everybody that is on this platform and everybody watching from home, first of all, we should give kudos to the obedient. We should give kudos to Peter Obi, and at the same time, we should give kudos to Atiku Abubakar because he's now acting like a real politician. Instead of him gagging and run to these things. Because now Atiku is furthering exposing Tinubu on international scene, especially with this Chicago team. And the thing is this, Tinubu is becoming a president. I know everybody knows to where he's not having a good night's sleep because nobody want to associate with him and his policy on international stage. Even on the local stage within Africa, they are all being like, me, I don't want to associate myself with this guy. They should think I'm a drug dealer as well. Especially now they know the whole wide world put camera on him. Now everybody, even Biden, why does Biden run? Next day is our presidential election. Even Joe Biden's son has a problem with the FBI. Everybody think it's only this guy. What is Trump? It's not only Trump. Joe Biden's son has a problem. So Joe Biden know this guy is a drug dealer. And people, our American politics is extremely different from Africa or Nigeria politics. Once they seen Biden is hanging up with Tinubu, it's a big problem for him on his political career and everything that has to do with his personality as well. With all the accusation himself, Biden actually got right now due to whatever his son is going through. Because remember, his son is a crackhead as well, is a drug abuser. So now a crackhead father try to mingle up with a drug dealer, a cartel. So you can see Joe Biden actually FBI warned him. You can't go close to this guy. He's a walking exhibit. So he ran away because Republican will use it for a debate. He ran. That is how American politics work. Because they will ask him to resign. You can't be associating with someone that is killing our children with whatever they are this thing. At the end of the day, you want to rule us. It can't happen. You have to, resign. And you understand? He knew all this thing. That's why he disappeared. And he didn't even want to have anything to do with him. Now, even
Chris, I know. I wish I could listen to you all night. Like I wish I could with others. Okay, that is all. Thank you. Right?
Thank you.
Have a
All
good.
right.
I like that aspect of bringing in Biden and seeing the international disconnection with Tinubu instead of him being welcomed by almost everyone in the world. I mean, it is Nigeria, and you just have a new president. The usual way is that that your new president will be like celebrity all over the world. But it seems the world is trying to be very careful around Tinubu, and we all know why. Now, because it is our rule, I am kind of stuck in the middle here. But because it is our rule, I'm going to plead with everyone to let us give the ladies the slot for them to express themselves in between right now. It's going to be 5 minutes as well, I promise you. However, we love ladies first whenever they show up in the parliament. And I believe you are all gentlemen. I've got this, damn it. Anyway, I believe you are all gentlemen. You will kind of let that fly, Abby. So I have the first lady, Victorious. I love that. So our lady, Victorious, will go first. Then I also have here Princess Omoba. So she's going to go next, okay? Then I am going to come to Martinelli. I wish I actually kept the record where you are like brushing that. I didn't want to just put you on the camera. I should have. But Baba, I can cite Martinelli, by the way. But let's take the ladies, okay? Then I'm going to come back to the man who is holding the door, Abiola James. Then I think before then, we are going to deal with Dr. Akinyemi. Thanks so much for your patience, also, right? It's just kind of the tradition, all right? So we're going to let the ladies speak. I am coming to you, Ma. Victorious. You also have 5 minutes, Ma. Please. I can help you on mute. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Go on, Ma.
Thank you.
So well.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mayegun. I'm so happy, very excited to be able to call into. Actually, today is my first time trying.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
But I watch you like almost every day. You know, my mom is 80 now. You know, actually, I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois, and my mom calls you my boyfriend. You're watching your boyfriend again. You know, my children mimic your intro music. You know, so it's all fun for the whole family. You know, you're doing a good job. God will bless you. We love the truth. You are saving lives. You are keeping people alive. You know, it's from your platform that I'm able to know exactly what is going on in Nigeria. You're like the CNN of Nigeria, you know. So thank you so much for that. And I share your program in different platforms I belong as well. So that because the main thing here is to educate people.
That's right.
A lot of people in Nigeria don't even know what they are dealing with. They leave these people in darkness. There's no electricity. You can't even watch television. You can't even listen to the news. You know, even when they go online, you know, most times they are struggling to be able to afford the, I don't know what they call it, airtime. I will call it.
They call it data.
Data. There you go, data. Thank you. So one of the parliamentarians was asking, what can we do? I believe every one of us has something we can offer. You understand? And we have to come together. It's not, this fight is not for one tribe. I come from Southeast, by the way. Okay. Yes, and I've been in this country for like 20 years. You know, when I was living in Nigeria, 2003, I was like, this country is not for me. That was like 20 years ago. You can imagine what people are going through right now, you know? So going back to what I was saying, what can we do? We all have to rally around. Forget where you're from in Nigeria. Forget your tribe. Forget your religion. We are all going through this, you know? Let's educate one another. Let's put heads together and see how we can fight this elephant in the room. Our politicians, they don't care.
They don't.
One thing I believe in life is that we don't see God, we don't see the devil. It's the spirit of God goes into human beings and they perform the work of God. The spirit of the devil goes into human beings and they become demons. You understand? And when people are possessed, they have eyes, they don't see. They have ears, they don't listen. They don't hear nothing. Okay? So you are not dealing with human beings. You are dealing with the devil himself. And what is the work of the devil? To come, to kill, to steal, and to destroy. The devil is not coming to save anybody. You understand? And I'm sorry, I'm going to bring my religion to this. Okay.
No. Sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So by their fruits, you shall know them. I don't believe in what anybody tells me. If you come around me, staying with you for maybe few minutes, I will know who you are and what you stand for. You understand? And these politicians, they are so devilish. You understand? But for us in diaspora, there is so much work to do. And I thank you and the princess for what you are doing in Yoruba Union. Okay? You can, in America, they will say, it's not what your government can do for you, but what you can do for your government. Okay? We have roles to play from our families to the community, to the local governments, to the state. You know, I believe in many organizations here. In my town, we have this very bad health care center, okay? And it's been bad for years. But recently, some groups in diaspora and some in Nigeria, we kind of like team together with them. You know, we do fundraising, we do whatever we can do, we do conventions, we raise funds. If you go there right now, it's like it's like very nice. It's not even community center anymore. It's now a hospital. You understand? And when you start doing this, people will see what you're doing and they will start donating to you. Right
And
now, it has dialysis center.
You know, when you have something to tell them about those, they will want to listen to you because now they have shown interest in their care.
Yes.
Bless you for what you did, and you and your team.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Seriously. Now we have dialysis center there. The other day we had to ship X-ray machines and whatever equipment that is needed to get it running. Shipped it from China. It cost a lot of money, but we were able to do it. Okay. On my own personal end, there was a time, you know, I just contacted some of my friends. So just a few. I didn't even know it was going to work because I don't even know how to beg people for stuff, you know. But I just said, this is for the spirit of Christmas. Let's give me whatever you have. $20, $10 will go a long way. And guess what? We were able to raise a lot of money. Okay. And we went to different hospitals and we were able to discharge a lot of mothers that cannot even discharge themselves from the hospital, you know, and they were so grateful. And people are still contacting me till today. When are you doing it again? This and that. You see, just start a movement and people will join you. When they see what you are doing, they will join you. You understand? The Bible said, Paul planted, Apollo watered, but it's God that will bring the increase. Okay? Don't underestimate yourself, what you can do. If it's a good thing that will save humanity, that will save lives, this is the number one message of God or the Christian religion. You understand? It's for the lost, it's for the poor, it's for the needy, it's for the widows. Just start what you are doing, the good project you are doing, and God will do the rest for you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Right? Like others, like I said, right? I could listen to everyone. Like, you shouldn't stop talking, but yeah, we'll just do it, manage the time, and I appreciate this. Okay, thank you so
much
for giving
You're
time
welcome.
to it, man. Take care,
You're
and have a
welcome.
good night. Say well to Mama. Okay, tell her
All right, I will. I will. Thank you.
You should just stay at this part where I said, "This is for you, Mom. If you are watching, okay."
I'll play it for her. I'll play it for her. Thank you, Mayegun. God bless you. Bye-bye.
One, okay. So that's a beautiful one. I have somehow lost Omoba Princess. So we will wait for her to join again. But let's go back. Abiola, I am going to let a doctor to take their own shots now, okay? Then I'll come back to you, sir, before we then go